So close and yet so far. Okay, our latest adventure, growing hops. Okay, there we are. Growing hops. And here is our trellising system for our new hop yard. Put a training rod, bent it in half, and tied off some coir twine all the way up. And it goes right up and over the newly created hop pergola. And right on the opposite fence there is our newly bordered organic garden, yet to be planted. And we will notice as we take a look here across, you'll notice a white bucket. Everything to the right of the bucket, as we look at the garage, is sterling hops. The middle portion here is unplanted. We'll be receiving Willamette here in the next few weeks from Fresh Hops. And as we come over here to the left of the post, note the orientation of the garage. Everything to the left of this bag, including the bag, is Mount Hood all the way down. So we have roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 mounds where hopefully our hops will start popping out here in the next 4 weeks. Good Lord willing. And we're now moving over to the back pen here, and these are our Marichal Foch rows. As we look here, and we'll work our way down the vineyard here. Note the angle posts. We didn't feel we needed any extra anchorage, at least for the moment. We haven't put any real canopy on these wires yet, so we're not sure how these posts will react, but we have accounted for that, and that we do have end anchors on property if we need to install them. As we mosey on down here, we have one row of Marichal Foch. You'll note in this one row alone, we will count them up in a minute, and we will come back. Okay, well, we just counted all 45 vines in this row. You'll note we have one little friend over here that took a walk on the wild side. Not exactly perfectly aligned, but such is life. Bottom line, they are live. That is key. We've noted on many of the samples, actually virtually all of the samples we've taken, we've been able to cut down into green wood almost immediately on the Marichal Foch, almost immediately on the Marquette. We did have to prune a little farther down, down to the grow tube in some cases, for the Pinot Noir. This of course bodes well for a healthy spring, given the fact that last year we lost 30 vines. I don't anticipate as much vine kill this year. Some fairly extensive measures were taken to make sure the vines were not only mounded, but that they were filled with dirt down the grow tubes. This appears to be paying dividends. One of the other features we have here at the Clark Fork Estates Vineyard are our soil, temperature, and moisture sensors that are vital to my ability to evaluate irrigation status and temperature status to let me know when these vines are going to start budding in the spring. Also, it is a tracking system for the weather conditions during the winter, which may prove to be fatal to some of the weaker vines, specifically the Pinot Noir. The Marquette and the Marichal Foch, respectively, are good down to negative 35 degrees, as well as the Foch being good down to, I believe, negative 10 to negative 15 degrees in an ideal world. I don't believe we'll ever see negative 35 here, but it is Montana, and anything is possible. The other thing you'll note is our rather extensive deer fence, which surrounds both pens. And we use this, of course, to keep our friendly deer out of here, so they don't eat up our entire crop and strip it clean. We've yet to have to test it with any of the local flora and fauna, specifically grizzly bears. More to come on that. Okay. Some samples here. You'll notice the water pushing out of the Foch vine. Looks like our little friend here is starting to wake up. We of course will be looking for some commentary from Troy here. He actually pruned this. Come on, give me a couple words, Troy, on this.
This one looks real good.
Okay, that's an in-depth analysis of his.
I just ripped my pants. That's what happened.
Viticultural technique.
No, this wood does have really good color though.
So we've got nice color on the wood, good thickness. We're looking for something after the.
And this was the one that was exposed all winter.
All exposed all winter, and it's quite happy.
There's my insight.
That's quite good. About the length of the cane, all the way down after I trimmed it. And of course, we are still pushing water out of this vine. Quite healthy. About the quality of the wood on the cane. It's very good. We got some nice buds here. So we are expecting big things from this vine, if nothing else. What do they cost? We found the parts for the windows. Thank goodness. We'll come back here and we'll take a look at the amazingly straight fence that Troy and Lance, and thank goodness their dad was here to help things out. But you'll notice that the entire vineyard is sitting, waiting for spring. We expect big things from this vineyard. We had a wonderful dinner last night with Andy Sponseller from 10 Spoon Vineyards, and he's eager to get his claws into our grapes and turn them into some wonderful premium wine for the wonderful people of the state of Montana. Not one of our finer moments here. We lost quite a few vines in here. We are projecting that we've lost anywhere from 20 to 30 vines in this section here. It's possible that some of these might wake up. We won't know till the spring, but we've accounted for that in that we've ordered 75 additional Pinot Noir vines from Sunridge Nurseries on top of cloned 115s on a 3309C rootstock, which is what we have throughout the vineyard as far as our vinifera. You will notice, perhaps, from the angle of the video, that there is a small swale as you look up toward the garage slash barn. There's a swale here, so there's a bit of a pocket where cold air can sit, and the theory for the moment is that the cold air settled in this area and it was a late frost, and we did not have these particular 40 or 50 vines covered in dirt, soil, so consequently we believe they got frozen out. But it appears, looking at the vines that are above the swale slightly, and this is a very small decrease in elevation. You're probably looking at it maybe a foot or 2 feet from the top of the short row all the way down to the bottom of that short row, perhaps a foot or 2. And you will note that if we look closely, there are no canes above those grow tubes until we get roughly halfway up the 2 rows, and that is indicative of either vine death or significantly reduced growth due to the budding only of the tertiary buds, we believe.